So because we are that which we seek already, remember, we do not need to become anything. Spiritual development, spiritual evolution, spiritual progress is a process in letting go of our ideas and concepts. It's not a process of building up, it's not like getting certificates and qualifications, like going to college or university. And some people, they've got so many degrees. They've got a college degree, then they've got a postgraduate degree, then they've got a diploma, and they've got their CV, and that's all good, well and good, but that's not what we talk about when we talk about spiritual development, spiritual progress. Spiritual progress is letting go of your essential identity or conceptual identity as being body, mind, and all the associated things that go along with that, and all the associated emotions and beliefs. And if we're spiritual seekers, we'll often pick up spiritual beliefs along the way. And sometimes we've got to let go of those. Often we do. So one thing you could say to the lion who thinks that he or she is a sheep is, relax, you're already a lion. Just relax. Let go of the idea of your sheep. Just relax a bit. But if that person is so intent on liberation, and it's their ego, the I, that is intent, what the solution is just to get that person to relax. Whatever helps that person relax. So to get people to follow, and if they follow their intuition, they will naturally do things to help themselves. So we all find our own way through this. I'm happy to help you and guide you in any way I can. But you all find your own way through this. We all find our own way, our own path. Ultimately, Bhagavan's teaching, Sri Ramana's teaching is correct. But we find our way through it ourselves. If we're very weighed down by strong egoic concepts, we'll interpret his teachings one way. As those egoic concepts, the strength of it, the weight of it, dissipates and thins, then we will more clearly see the truth of his teachings. The more we can be relaxed and happy and clear and calm, the more we will be able to penetrate the true meaning of his teachings. And Bhagavan's teachings take us beyond his teachings. Eventually we go beyond Bhagavan's teachings, which is Bhagavan's true teaching, is to go beyond. Self-inquiry may start off as something you do as a body-mind, but it will take you to a place of pure being, beyond body-mind world. Devoid with no, devoid means without or with no. So devoid of body-mind world, with no body-mind world present. Just pure bliss. We'll come to realize even to think a thought is suffering. To be burdened with a single thought is suffering. To not even tolerate that amount of suffering, that amount of mire. To even have a body, to have the burden of a body is suffering. To have the burden of a single thought that you have to do something with is suffering. To be burdened with having to deal with a world, navigate a world, is suffering. The Buddha also taught us this truth, right? His first noble truth of dukkha. Dukkha means suffering. He said whole of life, meaning the phenomenal existence, is suffering. Even to the existence of a body and a thought is suffering. So the practical teaching is, do your duty in the world. Look after yourself, look after your body, mind, look after others as much as you need to in your life. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Do your duty in society, fit in, and when you're able to, relax, let go, surrender. Be calm. Allow the thoughts to be still, whatever you need to do to get to that place. Helpful aids, prayer, surrender, love, devotion. These protect us and keep us on the path. Eat a healthy diet, sattvic diet. For most people, that's avoiding stimulants, avoiding drugs, intoxicants, healthy, simple, unprocessed food, vegetarian if possible. Find out what helps your mind be calm, what your body agrees with. It means organizing your life so you have time to be still and be calm. And it means realizing deeply that ultimately what you are looking for is total happiness, total bliss, in which you don't even tolerate a thought. It's an extreme teaching, right? So this is pretty wacky stuff. Yeah. This is pretty extreme. This is, as I said, this is the true radical non-duality. This is the real radical non-duality. Doesn't sound that radical, perhaps. I'm talking about tennis and salsa. But this is the true radical non-duality. This is the true direct path. Bhagavan has shown us, has revealed to us the direct path, the direct way. Just to be still, without thinking. Rest in being. Not look out through the sense organs, through the body, through the mind, through the senses at the world, but to let go of all that and retreat calmly, happily within. And that comes to attending to the self. When the mind becomes very calm, very quiet, very subtle, then Usually only then will it become interested in self-inquiry. Until then, it's just interested in feeling at peace. When it feels very peaceful, it can then turn towards itself and do self-inquiry. That's the way it is for most people. There may be some exceptions, like Bhagavan himself, who went straight to self-inquiry. Most of us have to let go first, have to love and devote ourselves first, and surrender. Till the mind is very subtle, and only the very extremely subtle mind can then turn within onto itself, merge into that consciousness that we are, and actually go beyond consciousness and awareness and all this kind of stuff. All these ideas and concepts. If we listen to Bhagavan's teachings, he gives us a certain set of teachings with some concepts and some logic. If we take on no teaching, no matter how logical it is foolproof. If you're a very critical thinker, you'll find problems with all teachings, with all logical teachings. You'll be able to find a hole, a problem, an unanswered question with all spiritual teachings. And Bhagavan's teachings are no different. You'll be able to, if you want to, criticize them and find holes and problems, you can. There are plenty of inconsistencies that don't always make sense. But that's not the point of the teaching. The point of the teaching is that Bhagavan has given us ways of thinking. He's suggested ways that we should think. If we take on his reasoning, it will help us. So if we may not have faith in him, in which case, if you don't have faith in him, you won't be able to follow his teachings in this way. You'll be able to follow his teachings in other ways, but not in this particular way I'm suggesting now. But if you have faith in him, in his realization, in his teaching, then have faith in his teaching, have faith in what he's saying, have faith in the concepts he's providing you, and see if you can take them on and take on that attitude that he suggests. And this will help you in your practice. And what you initially take on through faith, you'll then discover the truth of it for yourself. So it's not a teaching where you just have faith and that's it. You never discover the truth or not. No, this is a teaching that you start off with faith in it because of your love for Ramana, perhaps, or something like this. That's the way it was for me. And then this allows you to have faith in the teachings, take on the reasoning, take on the concepts, and apply them into your life. So the teacher doesn't want anything from you, nothing to gain from you. So the teaching is just given out in love. Bhagavan doesn't need anything from us. So these teachings he gives out to us, it's just out of love. These concepts he feeds us, these teachings he gives to us, they're just given out of love. If you don't want to accept them, it's no problem. It's just the expression of his love to guide us to the truth that he is, that you are. You already are. So again, remember the two paths that Rama gave us: self-surrender, self-inquiry. Most people are going to, these are two methods that Ramana says lead to liberation. They're the same method phrased in different ways. Most of us are going to be doing the self-surrender first. That's going to be 90%, 95% of our journey. Then right at the end, maybe you have self-inquiry. Otherwise, when your mind's very busy, if you try and do self-inquiry, you usually get a headache. It creates tension. It's too much effort. It's not really relaxing. It becomes a chore, or it becomes a mission, something you're trying to do, and it becomes egoic. But when the mind is pure, still, calm, surrendered, then just even the inkling of the question, who am I? It can just be enough just to turn the attention into itself. It's just, and the ego disappears into itself, the self. The ego is revealed as the self. Remember, the Sanskrit word for ego, one of them is jiva. So we can use this rather nice or rather corny rhyme, depending how you view it. That we realize the jiva is Shiva. Okay, it's pretty corny. But hey, it's kind of nice too. Jiva becomes Shiva, or Jiva is seen that it was always Shiva. Jiva is the I, thought. Back to Judy's question. Jiva is the I thought, Shiva is the I, the all-seeing, boundless I of the self. There's a version of Who Am I, the essay version, and I think it's the version I've got on tomdas.com, where there's a line in there where he says, when you investigate the ego, you discover that it's the self. I don't think that exact phrasing is in all different translations, but I think it's in the one that I've got on tomdas.com. You're welcome to have a look if you want to. But this is why, for me, it all comes back to Bhagavan. And it all comes back to Ramana, because if you have faith in him, if you have love for him, if you have any kind of devotional sense towards him, then you're very lucky. And that will take you everywhere. That will take you where you need to go. He will look after you, he'll protect you, he'll keep your journey straight. He'll bring you the teachings you need, he'll bring you the experiences you need in your life, and he'll pull you into himself, which is yourself. For most people, without bhakti, without devotion, it's very difficult to apply the teachings, because there won't be the sustained interest to let go of all objective phenomena. There'll be too much interest in objective phenomena. You'll be too much interested in the body and the pursuits of for your body mind, your worldly pleasures. You'll just be too interested in that, probably. I'd be very happy to be wrong. If you're listening and you're an exception to the rule, I'm very happy for you. I don't know if this is true of everyone, but I'm just sort of expressing myself this way. Without love for Ramana or something like this, I think it's very difficult. Again, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But with love for Ramana, it becomes very easy to start to let go of the worldly things. Otherwise, we're just too entrapped in worldly things. You know, you'll be into this hobby and that hobby and this thing and that thing and this thinking and that thinking and this doing and that doing. And you'll find that you'll always find an excuse or something to do. But when you come to Ramana, he'll keep you on the straight and narrow. If you feel love for him, he'll start to take away all your thoughts and fill you up with happiness and faith. If you don't have faith, you can say, God, where's my faith? Why give me some faith? Where is my faith? Why do I not have faith? And God will give you faith if you ask. If you say, I'm confused, I don't know the way, you just say, God, Ramana, Bhagavan, I don't know the way, I'm confused. Show me the way. And he'll show you the way. It's very simple. Because he is you and you are he responds to you. Because you are he. I mean, if this sounds too good to be true, all I'd say is, well, actually, show of hands. Let's do a show of hands. Anyone experienced this? Anyone experienced praying to Bhagavan and then he delivers? Anyone experienced this? Don't put your hand up if you haven't. So what's that? I'd say 60%, 60% of us, 70% of us, whatever it is. There's a certain number of people who have experienced this. All I'd say is that if this sounds too good to be true, try it earnestly. Say, you know what? Tried everything else, or tried numerous other things. It doesn't seem to be working for me, or it's worked. They've been good, but I want more. I still want liberation. Why don't I just try praying to you, Bhagavan, Ramana? Why don't I just try get a photo of him, feel his presence, feel love for him, and say, Bhagavan, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. You know, sometimes I have faith in this, sometimes I don't. This teacher says this, that teacher says that. I don't know, Bhagavan, you tell me. What do I do? And surrender, feel love, let go, allow him to work. He wants to work. He wants to pull you into himself. The only problem is your resistance. Then you have to allow him. You have to let surrender, you see? And then try it. Do it earnestly. See what happens. Many people here can testify to the power, to his power. So all the teachings come from Guru. Come from Ramana. Come from God. So if you just pray, you just have love and pray and surrender to him. This is why all the scriptures say, surrender. This is why the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, surrender to me. Yeah. It's not because Krishna's some kind of dominatrix, you know, and he wants to dominate. He wants people to serve him. He doesn't care. These teachings dispense for love. He wants you to surrender to him for you, not for him. So you surrender. All the teachings that you need will come your way. If you need books, books will come your way. If you need a meditation manual will come your way. If you need some certain experiences in your life, they will come your way. If you need a teacher, that will come your way. You don't know what you need, but Bhagavan knows what you need. But you must surrender. You must allow him. You must allow him in. Give him a chance.